pushing for removal of this magistrate judge who released the suspected killer like you just discussed. How tough will it be to kick her off the bench?
Yeah, I think it'll be pretty tough. I mean, clearly she's incompetent, and I think she has some business interests in rehab, some sort of rehab facility, which I wonder if it isn't a conflict of interest there. So I think I think that they report her to judicial standards in North Carolina, at least there'll be an investigation and they can reveal what's going on here, because magistrates they're the first line of defense, if you will, in the judicial system. They're the ones that set bond. They see these people when they're first brought in. They make the decision as to whether they're going to go right back out on the street again, and too often that's exactly the case. They're right back out on the street. The DA's office shares some responsibility because they clearly have established these soft on crime policies: no cash bail, no prosecution of drug offenses, minimal prosecution of misdemeanors and low-level felonies. And that's the breeder ground for career criminals. If you don't get them in the system and get the worst of the worst incarcerated, crime is just going to go through the roof, which it has.
Yeah.
And it's irrefutable that once you get police officers on the street and do aggressive prosecutions, crime will go down.
When somebody tells you who they are, you believe them, and this guy told us who he was 14 times over. Also, Chris, when it comes to crime, President Trump and several cabinet members went out to dinner last night in Washington, D.C. This is the first time the president went out to dinner in D.C. during his second term, and it comes, of course, amid his crime crackdown. So here's what the president had to say before heading into the restaurant.
We're going to be announcing another city that we're going to very shortly. We're working it out. We'll announce it probably tomorrow, and it's going to be something where we'll do like we did here. But this city, here I am standing out in the middle of the street.
See the president out on the streets of Washington, D.C. And what do you think about that upcoming announcement of going into another city?
Yeah, I think it's a good strategy. I mean, look, we remember the crack epidemic in the 90s, and those drug crimes led to just a complete crime wave across the country. Neighborhoods were destroyed. And Bill Bratton up in New York City, the commissioner of police, instituted this or implemented this accountability system that, where precincts were held accountable for driving crime rates down in their particular precinct. And that worked, and it spread across the country. And crime rates, which had spiked through the roof, went down. And the theory is aggressive, proactive policing and proactive prosecutions, targeting the worst of the worst, getting them off the streets and incarcerated, will drive crime rate down. Visible policing, proactive prosecutions. And I proved it when I was at Bank of America, when I was head of security there. If you put an armed guard outside a bank, it didn't get robbed. They might rob some other bank, but we were trying to step up the security around us, and it's proven. It's a deterrent.
Yeah.
And then if something bad does happen, you immediately prosecute it, like they're doing in D.C. through the federal court system, not the local court system.
Broken windows policing. If you target the small crimes, the big ones don't happen. It just makes so much sense. Chris Wecker, thank you for joining us this morning. It's great to see you. We appreciate it.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.